Hey, what's up everyone? I'm back with more Tsukihime, and I don't usually start at this menu, but I just want y'all to know that I like to sit here at least for a couple loops of this song because it's just really fucking good. I really like this song, man. This one and the very slow one that starts in the very opening of the game, that plays sometimes, it's just so good. Like, there's some pretty banger tracks in this OST, absolutely. Alright, anyway. Arc route, that's what I'm doing. Yes. That one. Okay. So we're just gonna continue on, spend more time with Arc, and see where this route goes, because I know next, like, we encounter Nero here at the hotel. This leads to eventually confronting him in the park, and at the end of that, like, Ciel shows up and kind of heals Shiki after dealing with him. I don't know if it's gonna exactly play out like that, because then there's more things with Ciel later, and which leads to the whole, like, Roa Shiki thing, but and then of course the ending, like, it's gonna be something entirely different. So I look forward to, like, where this divergence is. It makes me wonder how similar the other routes are gonna be, because, you know, Ciel route, just because Shiki and Arc is such a, like, magnetic thing, like, it's very fucking similar. I don't know, but apparently there was a part in the Ciel route where I could have not worked with Arc and gotten more Ciel scenes, so that's probably just on me at that point, considering if you do the order, you'd probably, like, not to go with Arc. But yeah, anyway, we'll see how that goes, man, so let's get it.
Hey, can I take a look at them?
No, these aren't important to me. I'm not handing them over to you.
Come on, I'm not going to break them. I'm just going to look at them.
Arcueid creeps closer. I get the feeling she wouldn't be adverse to getting them by force. I'm pretty sure I have a bad feeling about it was what I hit last time, so I guess just for a little bit? Wait, no, that's what I did? Wait. Pretty sure I didn't see this before. Anyway, I'm not skipping scenes anyway, so whatever. Arcueid doesn't look like she's going to give up. Fine. Give them back as soon as you're done looking. I hand her my glasses. Arcueid stares intently at the glasses and then looks at me with frightening eyes.
Shiki is the person who made these glasses in this city right now.
I don't think she is. It's been 8 years, and it seems like she was only here for a week.
I see. That's good. I don't have to deal with more. Well, it's probably safer not to deal with Blue in the first place anyway.
Yup. Arcueid retreats to her thoughts. Some Pokemon shit. Arcueid, you know Sensei? I mean, the person who made those glasses?
I know her. A sorceress, she is one of only 4 of her kind. These glasses are truly a masterpiece. Even I can't break them.
Arcueid's face grows even more serious. Wait, you were going to break them? Oh, this is what I picked before.
Eh? Did I say that part out loud?
Because, yeah, I remember her saying that. I knew it. You were going to break them after all. I retrieved the glasses from Arcueid. Jeez, you're the one who just said I couldn't stay sane without these glasses. Or do you want me to go crazy?
It's not what I meant. I just didn't like how you treasured them so much.
Hey, listen, you... Jeez, somebody please tell me how a mind like hers works. It's true my memories of Sensei are precious to me, but more importantly, I can't live without them. If I were to see the lines 24 hours a day, I think I'd die from the headache before I went mad.
I suppose there must be a strain on your brain from being able to see death. Yeah, there's definitely some kind of reason for those eyes of yours, but this is all I can tell you for now. If we get the chance later, I'll go over it in a little bit more detail.
Please do. That's alright. I'm not into long stories anyway.
Is that so? Personally, I enjoy talking to other people.
Arcueid gives a carefree laugh. It really does seem like she enjoys doing nothing more than talking. Probably something she has not had the opportunity to do. Night descends. Arcuid sits on the bed and we both stare absent-mindedly at the clock. It's past 4 in the morning. About an hour until dawn. That was a cool game. Just one more hour? Nothing out of the ordinary has happened up until now, and Arcuid shows no signs of tension. We're surrounded by complete tranquility. Somehow, I'm beginning to believe that tonight might just end like this.
Hey, Shiki.
Arcuid calls me again. What? I don't have anything else to talk about.
Really? But it's such a waste not to talk now that we're in a situation like this.
Dude, can I just appreciate Shiki's fucking honesty? Like, yeah, it's kind of like a rude thing to say, like, what? I don't have anything else to talk about. Like, but that's legit how I feel sometimes. I'm like, yo, like, I know you want to talk, but I got nothing, you know? Listen, how many hours do you think I've had to put up with your nonsense talking? 6 hours. That's making me more tired than keeping watch. That's a long time to talk to somebody. Like, I've had phone calls that long, but a lot of it, there was silence too. Arcuid gives me a dissatisfied glare. That's right. For some reason, Arcuid has been talking to me for 6 hours straight. I told her she should sleep if she was feeling weak, but she replied with, "It's more fun to talk." So in the end, we ended up facing each other and talking the whole time. I just don't know what she's thinking. Grr. To top things off, I've never seen that. Grew. Come to think of it, my last meal was breakfast, so I haven't eaten anything for a whole day.
Why don't you eat something if you're hungry? We're in a fancy hotel after all, so you can call room service.
That's okay. I'd lose my sense of tension if I filled my stomach now. More importantly, shouldn't you be getting something to eat? You're weakened, but you aren't sleeping, so you should at least get something to eat.
If you're not going to eat, then neither am I. Normal food is meaningful in its own way, but it's boring to eat by myself.
Normal food? There's nothing normal or special about. Oh, wait. Arcuid is a vampire. I suppose to her food would mean drinking someone's blood. Or is there? I guess being a vampire, you wouldn't usually consume much except blood. Doesn't look like it, but Arcuid is a vampire. She said vampires need the blood of humans to survive. And just how many people has she drained blood from and how many people has she killed before? Little does Shiki know. Only one in like, what, 800 years? I sneak a quick glance at her face. I can't imagine. Even though I know she's a vampire, for some reason I can't imagine her sucking anyone's blood.
What? Is there something on my face?
She meets my gaze and I quickly look away. Arcuid continues to stare at me and then gives a laugh of comprehension.
Are you curious?
About what?
About how many people I've sucked blood from?
She's completely read my mind. Arcuid's smile grows even wider and I don't like it. Well, of course I'm curious. I'm helping you, so if I don't know, I won't have any idea about when you might have a change of heart and try to attack me. That would really be a problem.
I see, Arcuid says. Well then, here's a question. How many people's blood have I sucked so far?
He bounces lightly up from the bed and walks to the window. How many people? That's... Arcuid gives a cheerful smile and silently looks in my direction with an air of delight. Damn it, it's obvious that she's trying to provoke me. Fine, I'll answer. Let's see, it has to be... in the hundreds?
Sorry, you're off.
Then in the thousands?
Nope, that's wrong too.
Arcuid laughs like it's so funny. Somehow this feels really frustrating. You know, I really hate when people play that game where it's like, guess this thing you would never know. I'm like, fuck it, 100. Like, I don't know. Damn, then, well, I doubt it's the case, but in the tens?
That's wrong too. Oh, really? Tens, hundreds, thousands? Do you really see me as that sort of person? That's so mean. That would make me indiscriminate.
Am I wrong? Vampires are indiscriminate, aren't they? Even humans get hungry merely by being alive, and when it's a matter of life and death for you, you wouldn't be picky either.
Yes, that's true, but I haven't tasted blood these last 800 years, nor have I ever killed an ordinary human.
Eh? Wait, is that true?
It's the truth. After all, I'm afraid of sucking blood.
There you go. I actually forgot that detail that she's afraid of sucking blood. Huh? Afraid of sucking blood? You've got to be kidding, right? A vampire that's afraid of sucking blood? Why?
I suppose I'm a coward. That's why I'm a failure as a vampire.
Arcuid grumbles as she looks up at the night sky from the window. She stays like that for a long time, continuing to look up at the sky. Her white back looks vague, hazed over as if she was merely an illusion. I see, a failure. I whisper and I feel relieved. Somehow that makes me happy. Of course, it's only natural to be relieved, because now I know the person that's standing before me isn't some kind of vicious, evil being. For now, if I were to believe what she says, I won't just be killed by her at random. So I'm safe. I'm safe, but I feel like that's not the only reason I'm relieved. Damn it, what's wrong with me? Being relieved over something like this, how can I be happy over something like Arcueid being a failure? Because it's just looking at it the wrong way. Like, you're not a failure for not killing humans and for not sucking their blood. Like, failure as a vampire by what your needs are. Like, I don't... You know, I think it's just looking at it the wrong way. It's actually a nice trait of hers. Suddenly I feel a faint dizziness. Shiki? What's wrong? You're sweating an awful lot. No, it's just this twinge of pain in my head. I realized something with a shock as I replied to Arcueid. The window behind Arcueid. Beyond the glass, within the city streets still sunken in the darkness of night, a blue crow is looking in my direction. I can do no more than stare at its dim figure through the window. Arcueid turns towards the window too. Nero?
Indeed, I have finally found you, princess of the true ancestors.
From somewhere, a force of will flows into the room. Arcueid's eyes are full of enmity. Outside the window, the crow gives a loud, high-pitched scream.
This is it. I am heading there right now.
The blue crow flies off. All that remains is the dark of night and the white moon. Suddenly, boom! Boom. With the heavy noise, the room shakes violently. Now, no, to be more precise, the entire hotel shook from that impact. What the hell? I get up from the bed. Arcueid is silent, biting her lip with a vexed expression. Arcueid, that's shaking just now. She doesn't answer. Say something. That wasn't an earthquake, was it? If I had to guess, it felt more like someone had driven a large dump truck into the hotel lobby at full speed. It was that kind of impact. Arcueid! She doesn't answer. If I listen closely, I can hear noises from downstairs. Arcueid's face is grave. She said she was powerless right now. It's probably why she's not saying anything. Only time passes by. 2 minutes. It's been 2 minutes after the impact, but the hotel is awfully quiet. Arcueid remains silent and still, just biting her lip as if withstanding something. I can see a trail of red blood slowly flowing down from her lip. Arcueid. Is she worried? Frustrated? She remains still, almost as if she's embracing herself, bearing with something. She said she wouldn't leave the room. Then what am I here for? Well, let's not get the bad ending, so let's, go. Alright, I've decided what to do from the very beginning. Taking the knife out of my pocket, I walk to the door. Shiki? I'm going to check things out. Don't leave this room until I come back. I step out into the hallway, shaking off Arcueid's look that she wants to say something. No one is in the hallway. I couldn't hear from inside, but the hallway is noisy. It's not that this floor is noisy. Rather, the noise is coming from beneath my feet. There's some kind of ruckus on the floor below. I can hear the noise of many people talking. I suppose the impact just woke the guests and they are complaining to the hotel. Doesn't look strange so far. I walk down the hallway. The noise from downstairs is like the sound of ocean waves. Noisy and yet so very solitary and inactive. My fingers gripping the knife feel numb. A chill runs over the back of my neck. There's something near my temple. Pain emerges from the back of my eyes. And during it, I walk down the hallway. It hurts. My eyes hurt. My head grows heavy and I feel a drifting sensation like I'm about to collapse right here. Yeah, I know what this is. Without a doubt, this is a feeling I get right before I collapse from anemia. It hurts. It hurts. Unable to withstand it any longer, I remove my glasses. I can see the elevator. A long hallway. It must be more than 10 meters from here to the elevator. And then, with a ding-dong, the elevator comes up to the 11th floor. Dude, they all died so quickly. They were all eaten by Nero so quickly. I can see the lines on the elevator door. No, they're too dense. They look almost pitch black. The door opens. The small steel box opens. Inside that box, crammed to the point of overflowing, is human flesh.
Inside that steel box called an elevator, the red meat of humans is ground and pushed in. Inside, 2 black dogs are voraciously feasting away on something. What? I stop breathing. Like my brain which just froze, my lungs stop as well. I can't breathe, but that isn't important. My vision turns crimson. With a bubbling sound, blood pours out of the elevator. Amidst the ocean of blood, people, arms, feet, bones, brains, fingers, organs, and other parts, the 2 black dogs are the only form of life. My very instincts refuse to take in this scene. Down the hallway, 2 black dogs are picking at the human corpses. If I listen carefully, I can still hear sounds coming from downstairs. If I listen carefully, they are the sounds of gorging, the chewing of meat, cries for help, and the death screams of people which can't even be called words anymore. What is this? Though there's no way I can see it before my eyes, is the image of dozens of beasts eating the people in the hotel alive. Wait, Shiki can see it. A man running down the hallway trying to escape. With the panther-like claws descending from the ceiling slice him open from his nose to the back of his head. A girl locking herself up in a room and crying. But to the lions, a door is no stronger than paper, and within seconds they demolish it into an unrecognizable shape. Striving madly to be the first ones there, people dashing for the elevator. But within it, the black dogs waiting inside decapitate him the instant the doors open. At any rate, there is no exception. Beneath my feet within this huge box called the hotel is a scene from hell I can feel down to my very bones. Oh boy. Gah, I feel like throwing up. But I can't do that. If I just stand around and do that, I'll become a part of that Red Sea. Ha. 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 I resume my breathing. I grit my teeth hard. The dogs inside the elevator notice me. All sounds from below have ceased. Ha. In other words, there's no longer anyone alive. Grr, the 2 black dogs begin to run. Of course, towards me, the last prey. Ha. Ha. The black dog is coming for me. On their bodies, I can see an infinite number of lines, and on their foreheads, the point of death. But even so, my paralyzed mind does not order my body to fight or run. The first black dog leaps. Its speed belies all human comparison. It doesn't even take 2 seconds to cover the 10 meters down the hallway. They open their mouths. Mouths filled with fangs so many times sharper than the knife I have, and they are aimed straight at my throat. Accurate and fast. The instant I realize they are drawing upon me, the fangs bite into my throat with a crunch. I die. But that's not right. I can't be killed by something like this, and I refuse to die. The deaths of others would not cause me to hesitate. A hot summer's day. It happened long ago, 8 years ago. I've seen something even more terrible. Thrust. I thrust my knife into the forehead of the black dog, biting into my neck. My arm moved just before the black dog ripped through my throat. It was done so perfectly, even for myself. Like a machine whose sole function is to cut, I plunged the knife into the dog's forehead without any useless and wasted movement. Because that is where the first dog's point was. Normally, even if the brain is destroyed, the muscles try to execute the commands they have received from the brain. Black dog would have probably ripped through my throat even if I had simply pierced its head. Well, normally that would happen, but the black dog is dead. Death is a complete stoppage. At the point when I killed it, it lost every form of validity. The first dog falls onto the ground. Thump thump. In its place, the second dog is flying straight at my face. I thrust the knife right into its open mouth. But that was a mistake. This dog's point is not on its face, but on its chest. Just stabbing it in the mouth will not kill it. The knife pierces through the dog's mouth and into the back of his head. Naturally, the hand holding the knife still remains in the dog's mouth. Ah, the black dog is still alive. Its jaw shuts. The joint between my arm and the hand holding the knife is bitten, about to be ripped apart. Proper thought returns with the pain. You have to be kidding me. It's as if I'm just letting him chew through my arm by stabbing him in the mouth. I try to pull my arm out. The dog's teeth are deep in my arm. It doesn't seem like I can pull it off. More importantly, this black dog, despite having been pierced in the head, is still filled with life. Even though I lift it after piercing its head, it shakes and lands on top of me. Gah! I roll onto the floor. I still can't pull my arm out. Black dog, still pierced in the head, applies more power to its bite. My arm is surely going to be torn off. I
can't believe this. No dog ought to be able to bite anything in that state. You. I feel something wet. I can see blood spilling from the black dog's mouth. It is the black dog's blood leaking from its knife wound to its head? Oh, is it? Or is the blood coming from my arm about to be torn off? To be honest, my head is too messed up to be feeling the pain, so it isn't a big deal which one it is. Let go. I try to wrestle away from the black dog, but it is firmly attached to my arm. I can't escape. I can't run away. If I want to escape, I have no choice but to kill it. But how? The hand it's biting off is the one holding the knife. I'm on the ground, so even supposing I did pull my hand out, the very next instant the black dog's mouth will be free to bite through my throat. It's okay. Calm down, Shiki. First, you've got to examine the situation well and then think calmly about it. That's the kind of thinking you've always kept. In that case, I can do something. For example, there's plenty of lines on the back of its head. I can see the black point on its chest. The way to survive is awfully simple. But I have my doubts about executing this plan. No matter how savage and evil a creature it is, to do something like kill a panting and gasping creature that's still alive, this close to me, it's something I'm hesitant to do. I feel the same way. Like, I couldn't... Like, I feel... This is how much of a fucking coward I am. Like, I have trouble, like, killing, like, a rat that I catch. Like, if last year we had rats in the house, so I set out a bunch of traps, and a trap wouldn't kill, like, it wouldn't finish off the rat, and I couldn't... I struggled so long to, like... to kill the rat. And so, like, it was just such a dilemma, because I never am in that situation where I have to kill something living, something that is trying to survive, that is, like, trying to escape. Like, it was the worst shit ever. Like, I hated that shit, dude. Like, but even in a situation like where Shiki is, like, being killed by a creature, still feeling that hesitation, that's a very, like, relatable thing. Like, if you're just... That's not some easy shit to do. The pressure on my arm increases. My entire arm is shortly going to be ripped off at this rate. But even so, I just can't seem to do something so cruel. The red blood drips down onto my face. Going down my forehead, it drips into my eyes. Crimson darkness soaks into the back of my eyes. Red. My consciousness sways and then is gone. But even so, I can't bring myself to kill a living creature. What hypocrisy. You've killed something much bigger than a mere dog. Yes, that's right. But that time was different. I was insane when it was arguing. Even when I killed the other black dog just a moment ago, that was unrelated to my will. But right now, this is very much my own will. Didn't Sensei say, Shiki? Use this power according to your own will and no one else's. That's why, as myself right now, I could never take a life for granted, dude. Alko's advice is gonna fucking carry Shiki, dude. That too is hypocrisy. Because long ago you... Right, back then. And Shiki doesn't realize that he's seeing, like, the perspective of, like, Shiki, right? That shared life force is, like, sharing that memory from his perspective of having killed him. Like, crazy. It is a nightmare from my childhood. See, what are you waiting for? It was a hot summer's day. Kill or be killed. Before my eyes, the blood-soaked shadow of a boy. You've already... Hot red blood on my hands. Haven't you killed someone once before? I thrust. I don't pull, but rather thrust deeper into the black dog's head. I can hear its yelping right in front of me. Yikes! I think the black dog is crying out. With my arm in its mouth, it could not properly cry, but it's crying anyway. Sure, that's how much it must hurt. I don't care. I plunge the knife in deeper along with my arm. Without a sound, the blade of the knife punctures out the back of the black dog's head. It's as if the dog has grown a horn. Having split the skull, I easily slash through its skin. Blood and brains spray out as the knife completely emerges from the back of the head. Jeez, dude. Oh, man. Also, the hand gripping the knife travels completely through. Just straight through its head. But even so, the black dog is still alive. And there's only one thing I have to do. I reach around with my other hand. Peeling the knife from my blood-drenched fingers, I grip the knife with my free hand. And just like that, I thrust into the point on the black dog's chest. I mean, to be real, that was the solution the whole time. Just, like, grab the knife with your free hand and hit the point. And with that, the black dog dies. Strength drains from its jaws, and I easily pull my arm back out. Oh, it wasn't torn off at all. I look at my blood-covered arm. There are many teeth marks, but the flesh is almost free of wounds. The blood must have been from the black dog when I impaled it through the head. The pain from when I was being bitten was really quite trivial, but my fear must have amplified it many times over. Lying there on the ground, I look up at the ceiling. My head hurts. The world becomes a patchwork, and here and there I can see the black points of death. My body is freezing, but my mind is burning feverishly. Right beside me lay the corpses of the two black dogs. One of my arms is covered in blood, the other clutches a red knife. Also, there are quite uncountable number of dead bodies downstairs. All I can do is laugh, because this isn't real. There's no way this can be real. At one point did I, with my eyes wide open, start seeing a nightmare. Dude, Shiki laughs so much in this visual novel. Like, so many times. Ding dong. Eh? A terribly out-of-place, cheerful sound rings out. Damn it, what's with this headache? I stand up, enduring the razor-like pain in my head. Elevator? Seems the sound is the other elevator coming up. You know, it's a shame this was never, animated into a show. Yep. The door opens. Inside stands a man wearing a black coat. The headache worsens. Yes, I've seen him before. I'm sure I've seen that man before. Silently, he walks towards me. That's... yeah. I ready my knife as I glare at him. But he doesn't react at all as he walks towards me. It's as if he doesn't notice me at all. Distance between us shrinks. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Just a little more when there's barely 1 meter between us and the man finally seems to notice me. Those bloodshot eyes. I wouldn't call those bloodshot. The instant I see those eyes, which no human should possess, I lose all freedom to move my body. I thought I killed everyone, but it seems like there's still someone left. The man turns and looks at the corpses of the two black dogs. You pieces of filth. If you can't even take care of a scrap of meat, you're unworthy to be a part of my body. The man voices his displeasure as he raises his hand. His coat lifts like a mantle. Broken. With a splash, the black dog's remains liquefy and disappear into the man's coat. I can't even scream. Below the man's coat is pure darkness without even the traces of an outline. All that exists there is a mud-like darkness. This is dangerous. The sky is just too dangerous. My instincts sound the alarm wildly in my head, but I can't even lift a finger. The man in the black coat approaches me. It's not good if I just stay here. The unstopping headache grows to an unbearable level, telling me this place is dangerous. Whatever that means, if I don't get out of here soon, I am going to lose my life. But it's too late. The man is right before me. Those eyes aren't looking at me at all. Feed. He raises one of his arms. Below it lies a chaotic darkness. From there, something huge appears. Womp. The sound of wind. That which has appeared from below the man's coat is a crocodile's mouth, easily large enough to swallow a man whole. Going to die. Right here in an instant, crunched up like a ball of paper. Just as I was convinced of this, someone pulls me back. Clomp. What? I can't believe it. Instead of me, the jaws of the crocodile clamp onto the stomach of Arcuweed, who just pulled me out of the way. Dude, she just straight up saves Shiki. Psst. Arcuweed's face contorts in agony. She draws back before she is completely devoured by the crocodile's maw. The man silently watches Arcuweed. Arcuweed glares back at him with a pained expression, her midsection stained and red. I can't believe a vampire named Chaos would play such trivial games. It's like a poorly scripted nightmare, Nero Chaos. I feel the same way. To catch one of the surviving true ancestors, I never dreamed I would be a part of such a foolish festival. This is a nightmare for me, too. The man called Nero quietly lowers his arm. The coat returns to its former position, and the crocodile's mouth disappears underneath. The man looks only at Arcuweed.
It's as if he's not concerned at all about me, standing behind her with my knife raised.
But what is going on? I have heard that the previous executor could not even scratch you. What kind of a mistake is this? Right now your presence is exceedingly weak. Even weaker than a mere member of the dead. Were you attacked by the church before I arrived, Arcuede Brunstud?
Arcuede says nothing. The man fixes his emotionless stare on her.
I don't understand. There are only a limited number of conceptual weapons capable of harming you. The only people in possession of those are the church's assassins, and I don't think the burial agency would dispatch anyone this far east.
The man narrows his eyes slightly as he turns around. That's exactly what Ark told Shiki.
Either way, this is most fortunate for me. I shall not ask you why you have been weakened. All I'm going to do is claim your head while I have a chance of winning.
Psst. I hold up my knife, preparing for his attack. But, having openly stated he was going to take her head, the man now disappears towards the elevator. It seems despite this claim, the man in the black coat is now leaving the hallway for the elevator. Huh? Now I've got absolutely no idea what's going on. About that man, the two dogs who attacked me, the nightmare-like reality of the attack on this hotel, none of it. Shiki. Arcuede leans on me. Ah, it's a terrible wound. Though her stomach stopped bleeding, her face is scrunched up in pain. It happened mere seconds ago. The wound she got from protecting me from that man. Why did you... Yes, I underestimated him slightly. I thought I could help you and then dodge him, but you did really well, Shiki. I guess the wound I got from you wasn't so trifling after all. Arcuede's face, twisted in pain, turns into a small, joking smile. I can't watch her any longer. The wound she got was from protecting me, and the reason she got it was because of me too. There's no place for that stupid smile of hers. Arcuede leans onto me and lightly closes her eyes. Hold on, don't close your eyes, you idiot! Get a hold of yourself. You're a vampire who can't die at night, right? Well, that's true, but it seems like I'm at my limit. What? Sorry, but could you take me back to my room? Arcuede's weight falls on me. Hold on, that's... If she dies, I'll... Hey! I call out to Arcuede, who has quietly closed her eyes. And then... Szzz. I can hear her happily breathing in her sleep. I shouldn't have bothered worrying. Arcuede is only sleeping. Telling me to take her back to her room like that. How selfish of her. It really was selfish of her, but there's no helping it in this situation. Besides, if we stay here in this hotel any longer, I have the feeling we'll be in a lot of trouble. Gah, the headache won't stop. I guess I have to rest too or I'll faint. Arcuede's room? Oh, that place. I've only been there once, but I definitely remember it. In that case, there's no point staying here any longer. Carrying Arcuede, I decide to quickly leave the hotel. Yeah, I'm glad Shiki didn't just say, like, oh, back to the hotel room. The city is slightly lit up. Fortunately, it's too early in the morning for anyone to be awake, so I get to Arcuede's room without being seen. I see, that's how it is. Then I finally realize why that man left. The streets are beginning to become covered with a faint orange light. I guess dawn is breaking already. The Black Beast 2. Arcuede's room isn't what you would expect for a vampire. Back then, I was only worried about Arcuede, so I didn't really notice it, but looking at it now, her room is completely ordinary. She even has a newspaper subscription. What's that all about? I grumble as I put the sleeping Arcuede on her bed. I take a deep breath as I sit on the floor. Oh, I thought that was Ark. It's almost 6 o'clock in the morning. The sky outside the window is brightening but heavily laden with clouds. I can never tell, like, the way, like, breathing is written in this, and like is a very, like, breathing, like, that's how you write breathing. Like, the hua threw me off, like, hua. Also in crying, like in the flashback when Akiha is crying, it's like I couldn't tell that I was crying. Like, in hindsight, I'm like, oh, I get it, but you know, such is the thing with it not being voiced. Anyway. Right. I should close the curtains. I spur my tired body to stand up.
I close the curtains and sit back down again. Thud. As I lower myself, the strength drains from my knees and I collapse on the floor. As I yawn, man, it seems like I'm exhausted too. It's pitiful, but I can't even stand. Come to think of it, I spent all last night talking with Arcueid and I didn't eat for more than a day. In addition, even though I put my glasses on, I still have a headache. My brain is ringing with this headache. Arcueid, I wonder if her wound is alright. Her bleeding has stopped and she is someone who regenerates after being sliced apart, so maybe I don't have to worry. I wonder why. Right now I'm so exhausted I could collapse. Yet I'm more worried about Arcueid than myself. Investigators believe the cause of Takada Yoichi's motorcycle accident was a malfunction in the brake pedal which occurred while he was descending a steep hill. Fortunately, no one was killed in the accident. I wake up to a man's generic, uninflected voice. Oh, never mind. I mean, it was generic what I did, but, you know. Did I fall asleep? When I come to, I find myself lying on the floor under a sheet. It's about past noon. Arcueid is no longer on the bed, and uninteresting news fills the room from the television. Where did Arcueid go? And I sense someone in the kitchen. That idiot moving around with such a wound. I get out from under the sheet and stand up. I have to go to the kitchen and check up on her wound. Next on the news, a massive number of people went missing in the early morning hours at a hotel in southern Miyashirogi City. I stop dead in my tracks. My eyes become glued to the newscaster on the television set. 103 people staying at the hotel are still unaccounted for. Furthermore, bloodstains can be seen within the hotel and the police are beginning to suspect that they were involved in some kind of a crime. What are you saying? Bloodstains? It wasn't something that small and cute. The newscaster reads off the script with a disinterested tone. The screen switches to the scene of the hotel I stayed at earlier and then lists the names of the 103 missing people. That's a lot of families and people impacted. Of course, neither mine nor Arcueid's name are on the list. Furthermore, a large amount of wild animal hair was found within the hotel. It is presumed that the hair is connected with the suspect in some way. Some of the confirmed hair samples appear to be from a large breed of dog, wolves, and there was also evidence of a bear. There were numerous different hair samples found on the scene. Ridiculously, what appeared to be shark bites were also reported from the scene. Shark bites. I like how, like, the fucking void beasts coming out of Nero's darkness still shed their hair. Click. I switch off the television set. 100 people. About 100 people back then. In just half an hour, they were all brutally killed. Bloodstains. Unaccounted for. How can you say that when you have that much information? I understand completely. Everyone staying in the hotel was killed by those incomprehensible beasts and devoured without a trace. Ugh. I resist the urge to throw up. I can't allow myself to vomit when I recall each and every event which occurred last night. Such a petty sympathy would set me lower than a filthy pig. For me, the only one who escaped death in that hotel, I won't allow anything else other than hatred for the one behind it all. 100 people. 100 people killed without even leaving their bodies behind, only blood. The face of the man in the black coat surfaces in my memory. I don't know who he is, but it is no mistake to think he's behind everything that happened. Is my heart still numb? Right now, hatred wins out over fear and disgust. Or maybe even the feelings whirling inside my chest are just another kind of fear. So it's interesting when they phrase it like that, because like I'm constantly making like the connection between what Shiki feels, what Shiki doesn't understand he feels, and that how that connects to Roa, and in terms of like, you know, his perception of like Nero Chaos, right? Because, you know, we know there is like, we did see the flashback where they were talking, so it's like that would stir a reaction within Shiki, like that recognition, right? Then these feelings he doesn't really understand. That's just ridiculous. I grit my teeth. I don't know if it is regret or fear, but maybe an unpleasant revulsion. Or just recalling the face of the man in the black coat makes me want to break something and irritates me. You're awake, Shiki? Arcueid pokes her head out of the kitchen. Oh. What is it? Making such a scary face, did something happen? Something nice happen to you or something? Arcueid speaks lightly as if nothing happened at all. The feelings which were welling forth inside me until just now disappear.
Arcuate, is your wound okay?
Yes, for now.
She laughs confidently. She seems exactly like before, probably better than I am. Oh, then that's good. At least the person near me is safe.
Huh? Hey, wait a minute.
Arcuate isn't human. Forgetting such an important thing, I'm really spaced out. Anyway, I'm happy your wound wasn't serious.
Oh? What's wrong, Shiki? And just a little earlier you were calling me a monster.
Idiot, I still think you are. But that's something else. I just wanted to thank you for helping me.
Eh? I helped you, Shiki?
Arcuate's eyes widened in surprise. It seems she wasn't even aware of it. Yeah, you helped me. So it's a little late, but thanks for protecting me. If you hadn't pulled me out of the way, I would have joined that list of 103 names.
Thanks, it wasn't really anything. I'm the reason you met Nero, so you don't have to feel like you owe me.
Maybe, but the truth is that you saved me. Since you did, I want to thank you.
But if I didn't make you watch over me, you never would have been involved in all that.
Dude, they actually have the same perspective over each other. Like, you're in this, like, this is happening because of me. They both feel that way.
I'm the one messing up your everyday life. So wouldn't it be more appropriate for you to hate me rather than be indebted to me?
Well, certainly I do think you're a big bother. But you know, in the end, I think I have to take responsibility for my actions. A long time ago, someone taught me this. She said, whatever happens around me, I have to stick with things I started to the very end. Well, it seems quite natural. I am a supporter of that idea. Which is why I don't hate Arcuate. I just feel like I'm involved in something pretty bothersome.
Oh, now that you mention it, I did say I needed a shield because you killed me. So I guess I don't have to apologize for involving you in such things.
Right. The situation I'm in is my own fault.
Your fault, huh? I think you have bad luck, Shiki. If only you killed some other girl than me, things never would have ended up like this.
Hey, in the first place, you can't just assume I would kill someone other than you, Arcuate. Yeah, rude. I've only felt like that, stalked and killed only once. Only Arcuate. Or I want to think she would be the only one.
Did you remember something you forgot?
No, that's not it. Never really thought about it before, but I just wondered why I wanted to kill you. Arcuate frowns as she looks at me. Well, it's a natural reaction. I, the one who killed Arcuate, is saying that he doesn't know why he killed her.
There's no reason at all, right? Because you're just a born killer, Shiki.
Eh? Hold on. What did this woman just say about me?
You seemed really used to it when you attacked me. You rang the doorbell, put your hand through the door as it opened, and entered. While I was still off guard with surprise, you killed me with your first strike and just finished off by slicing me into pieces. Yeah, your surprise attack was perfect. How perfect was it? A painting of you from that time would have been an unparalleled masterpiece. That's how perfect it was. But no matter how superb a killer, no matter how excellent your technique, the victim this time was a poor choice. I don't know how many people you killed until now, but I think it was time for you to be caught when you chose me as your prey. What's with that scary face all of a sudden? If you want to say something, it's better just to say it. We've never held anything back between us, right?
That may be true. I nod and motion her to come near me with my hand.
A secret?
Arcuate approaches excitedly. She's too... Oh my god. I bring my mouth close to her ear and clearly state what I want to say. Like that Dexter meme. Oh man. You know, Arcuate.
Yeah, what? Oh, yeah, what?
Okay, ready.
That's not it at all, you idiot.
Idiot. My shout echoes across the room. I strike her eardrums with full power, not holding back one bit.
Ow, owie.
Arcuate exaggeratedly covers her ears.
I'm ticked off now. What are you doing all of a sudden, Shiki?
The one who should be angry. I was wondering why you were asking me all those impossible things, but now I understand.
Eh? Understand what?
About you asking me to be a shield against a monster and watching over you because you think I'm some crazed killer. Jeez, you're unbelievably mistaken. You thought so highly of me because of that. Look, I'll tell you right now. I'm not a killer or a homicidal maniac. You were the first person I killed. I mean, also, I I know what the truth is, but even Shiki at this point doesn't believe that because he still remembers the kid from his childhood. He doesn't know he's seeing it from the other perspective, but for all intents and purposes, yeah, Shiki is not a killer. Arcuete's mouth hangs open. Damn it, she really does seem totally surprised.
No way. It was your first time that you were that skilled?
Yeah. Certainly I do have the strange eyes, but I still lived an honest life. I never even thought once of using these lines to kill people.
But then why did you kill me?
You never even saw me before. The question indeed. I don't know why either. I wonder, see that's the thing, I wonder if that's even like remotely hinted at in this route. It probably is. I imagine like the surprise in this route is a lot less surprising after whatever they show us in this route, but you know. I just became so fixated when I saw you on the street. When I came to, I had already sliced you into pieces. In this room, without reason, without purpose. Oh, gotta love when the menu theme plays.
I see.
Yeah, I see. I don't have any right to be angry at Arcue. Even if she's alive right now and isn't human. The truth is I killed her with my own hands.
Why are you all quiet again? What do you mean, Shiki?
I'm sorry, I have to apologize. Why did I conveniently forget such an important thing? Sorry, Arcue. I, Tonoshiki, killed you. More than anything else, I should have apologized for that from the very beginning. There really is something wrong with me. It's only natural she mistook me for a killer. Because I don't even understand that impulse myself. So maybe Tonoshiki might be a real killer. Well, that is something I am still curious about. Like, obviously, I know Roa has an influence, but again, it's just an influence, right? It's very powerful, but I don't know to what degree, like, I don't know to what degree Shiki is a little bit fucked up from having the mystic eyes of that perception, and like I'm still trying to determine that balance there, right? In terms of like Shiki versus Roa's influence. Like, I know at this point the whole deal with Roa and all that, but like why the impulse is so strong there, but still, like, I think there's more to that. Maybe not, I don't know. Tonoshiki might be a real killer. Like, yeah, Shiki's a good guy. I don't think he actually wants to kill people or wants to do bad shit. Like, he is a good kid, but still, the reality is I killed you, so I have to accept my sin and punishment. A killer like me can't mix in with the rest of society. Not realizing such an important thing until now is just too cowardly. No matter what Arcue is, I am someone who kills for no reason. I guess the thing is that without knowing why, Shiki has to kind of reconcile this and kind of be like, fuck, what is wrong with me?
I see. Then you really don't understand why yourself, Shiki.
I nod silently.
Then you didn't feel any enjoyment either. Yes, certainly there are those killers for whom killing is like breathing, but you are really normal, Shiki.
That's right. At least I try to be.
No, you are incredibly normal. And I was the only one you wanted to kill?
Yeah. Other than you, I never felt like that before. Because, yeah, that's true.
I see, then there's no problem. You're not a killer, Shiki.
I mean, yeah, because there you go. Like, because this whole time it has been the Roa thing awakening that has awakened it, but I don't know. I don't know if part of me just wants Shiki to be, like, a little more fucked up. Beyond the Roa thing, but, you know. Maybe I'm trying to project that onto him. She says this lightly, almost dismissively.
I don't think you have to receive any punishment. By chance, I was the one you wanted to kill, and worse, you were equipped with this unparalleled killing technique. But luckily, I'm a vampire, so no one died, right? So you don't need to be troubled so much. I don't think you have to worry about those morals of human society.
I know, but still, I killed someone. A dangerous person like me can't be allowed loose.
It doesn't matter. Right now, the only ones who can condemn you are me, the victim, and you, yourself.
That may be so, but it doesn't change the fact I killed you.
Right.
Even if there is no punishment, the sin will never disappear.
Of course. Even now, I still resent it, so it would be troubling if you just forgot. But you know, Shiki, if you feel that way and will always regret it, then I don't think there will be a problem. But that's just sugarcoating it. Shiki, There really are people who will not sell their souls to the devil even if they hated the world. Like someone so honest they could apologize to a vampire. So I think it's alright. No matter what people say, no matter how much you say you're not, you can still stay in the world you want to live in.
What? I'm speechless. How can you smile and say that to the person who killed you?
Arcuid. Come on, we have a much more troublesome problem to worry about.
See, that's cute. I like this thing between them. Like, just don't forget it and regret it. And so don't forget it, and if you keep regretting it, then we're good there. Yes.
Now that you are up, Shiki, I want to talk about now on.
As she speaks, Arcuid collapses on the floor. Arcuid, I rush over to her. Sweat glistens on her forehead and she is breathing painfully.
Oh man, it seems I still can't do much.
I look down. Her white top is soaked red near her stomach. You, that wound.
The effects of your attack are still lingering and I can't even heal my wounds. I closed off the wound at least, but it seems it didn't work too well.
Her tone is very cheerful,
but I noticed it has a hint of pain.
Close off the wound? With what, Arcuid?
That.
Arcuid points to something on the floor. It's brown. At first glance, it looks like a donut or a Baumkuchen, but it just turns out to be a roll of packing tape. You idiot. Who the hell uses packing tape to close off a wound?
Hey, you shouldn't call people idiots all the time. I really might start thinking I am one after a while.
Shut up and let me see your wound.
I reach out for her clothes.
She runs away by rolling across the floor. That's still a funny mental image. It'll be ridiculous. What are you going to do if it opens up again?
It's fine, just leave it alone. You should stop acting stupid too. Trying to rip off a girl's clothes like this, you're worse than Nero.
Look, I don't see you as a human, so guy or girl, it doesn't matter. Calm down, okay? If you die from an injury you got protecting me, I'll be feeling guilty about it forever. Arcuid looks at me in displeasure and this time rolls towards me. Arcuid closes her mouth tightly. Seems she's a bit sulky, but I guess it's okay to look at the wound. I lift up her shirt and expose her stomach. Packing tape is wrapped all around her. It really is badly done, and taking a good look, I can see blood seeping through. I'm disgusted. More than that, I'm pissed off. I lower her shirt back and pick Arcuid up.
Hey, what are you doing, Shiki?
Putting you to bed. I take you to the hospital, but it's not like I can do that. As carefully as possible, I place her on the bed. Look, until I come back, don't move around. If you walk around like before, I'll just forget all about you, so be prepared for the consequences. I look around the room. As I thought, there's nothing like a first aid kit around at all. Arcuid, you said you were rich.
Yeah, money's not a concern for me, but what about it?
Hand it over. I'm going to buy some things I'll need to treat you. I don't know if it'll work on you, but I have to treat you the same way I would treat an injured person.
Fine, but it might be useless.
Even if it's useless, I'll do it. I can't leave it alone like that.
I see. My body is made the same way as yours, so it might have some meaning.
Hurry up and give me the money. Just be quiet and stay there. Oh, but don't sleep. You can lie around, but stay up.
What, Shaky? That's a really absurd order.
It's absurd, but do it. I heard your bodily functions weaken when you sleep. I think if you sleep with open wounds, your immune system will get weak and your wound will get even worse. Sleeping will only help your tiredness, not heal your wound. So for now, at least don't sleep until I get back.
Really? Okay, I'll do that, Shiki.
Arcuid smiles happily. As expected, Arcuid's thought process is completely a mystery. Why are you smiling? Because it's the best.
Because you're reliable, Shiki.
That too. I say nothing and hold out my hand. Arcuid pulls her wallet out of her skirt and hands it to me. Where out of her skirt? Does her skirt have pockets? Was she holding it between her skirt and her body? Anyway, I'll be right back. I turn away from Arcuid and head out of the room. As I go outside, I notice something in the kitchen. Food. On the table is something less than a meal and more like food. Something less like food and more like ingredients. You might say it's something which appears edible. I guess this is why she was in the kitchen. Idiot. Arcuit said she doesn't eat regular food. I don't even have to think who this food was for. Damn it, what's with her? I'm getting very irritated. Getting so irritated, I decided to hurry up and get something to treat her as fast as possible. See, this is my thing here. Like, what the fuck was on the table? Something less than a meal and more like food. Something less like food and more like ingredients. You might say it's something which appears edible. So it's something just like raw. Like, is it... I don't... Okay, back. Sorry, few hours jump in time here. Anyway, although I say first aid, the only things which come to mind are things like restraining bandages or painkillers. But it's still better than nothing. Even if it's a small thing. If it's something, then it's not zero. Believing that, I buy whatever I can think of. You know, I've never thought about it. Why is Ark so rich? Like, I get she's a true ancestor, she's been around since ancient times. Where's she getting, like, her... Because she's been alive, like, over 800 years at least, right? So, where's she getting her updated currency for, especially here in Japan? Anyway, I get, like, currency conversion and everything, but I don't know. Weird question. Hey, that tickles. I ignore Arcuit's voice and fasten the gauze as carefully as I can. Maybe they did answer that and I just don't remember. The wound on her stomach wasn't really large. Arcuit said herself most of it is healed on the outside. But there are still 4 golf ball-sized black holes from the fangs of the crocodile. It might actually be bad for a wound this big, but considering the possible infection, I apply some disinfectant. I put gauze over the wound after that and carefully wrap it around in bandages. Quit it. You're too good. Arcuit is laughing cheerfully. I ignore her and pin off her bandages. In order to stop the blood flow, I press a little to tighten the bandages around the wound. Ow. Sheesh, I'm taking points off for that one, Shiki. Dude, she is so great. Woo. For now, I've done all I can. The funniest thing in this visual novel is Ark rolling away with her bleeding stomach. Like, no. Yeah, minus the bleeding part, but just in the severity of the situation, just rolling away playfully and then rolling back to Shiki. Anyway, well then. I at least made it look good, but how is it? Can you move alright, Arcuit? Yeah, it doesn't seem like it will get in the way. My insides are still pretty messed up, so I can't move fully anyway. I see. Well, the rest is up to you. My specialty is slicing apart, not healing. I step away from Arcuit and sit against the wall. You can sleep now. Sleep will bring your strength back and you'll heal soon, right? I'll keep watch, so just relax and sleep. No, sleeping won't really help me regain my strength. You said yourself sleeping only gets rid of the tiredness. For me, regaining strength is only a matter of time. By tomorrow, I'm sure I will be able to move normally. Just go to sleep already. You look like you're having trouble even talking. Yes, but since you're up, Shiki, it seems like a waste if I sleep now. Arcuit sits up in bed and talks cheerfully. Jeez. Oh well. Yeah, she probably hasn't had a good conversation in... ever, maybe. Oh well, there are some things I want to ask as well, so I guess it's alright to keep Arcuit company. Arcuit, can I ask about the hotel from yesterday? That's right. I guess that's going to be our topic considering us. Yeah, I just have one question. The guy last night, the one you called Nero, just what the hell is he? I'm being serious here, so please don't say something like he's a magician who can make crocodiles appear from his body. I won't say that. I think you know this already, but he is also a vampire. We call him Nero, and he is quite an exception. Tell the truth, he isn't someone you could talk to so casually like this. So he was a vampire after all. But for some reason, like Arcuit sitting in front of me, he doesn't match my image of a vampire either. So this Nero, what kind of guy is he? You seem to know him or something. Of course not. I don't have any vampire acquaintances. Knowing them means I'm going to kill them the next instant. This is the first time I ever met a vampire without killing it. But you guys were talking about a lot of things. It would be hasty to call him an acquaintance because of that. Nero is a famous vampire, so no introductions were necessary when we met, that's all. Isn't it natural to know the name of vampires with unusual power and a long history? Among those, Nero stands out even more. Despite being one of the oldest vampires, he has neither a castle nor territory and is an eccentric wanderer. The church has given him a second name, Chaos. Chaos?
What's that? Literally squirming, squelching chaos. Like a primordial earth where no one knows what will fly out after the mixing of various things. A meaning I'm guessing from last night. Not knowing what will fly out. Jeez, you saw his body too, Shiki. We spoke of it earlier, but aged vampires cannot easily regenerate damage to their bodies. To restore the body after centuries of existence, the weak life of a human isn't enough. So using the simply more superior life forms, wild animals, and magic beasts as raw material, they compose their bodies. As one of the oldest vampires, Nero probably is in a league of his own regarding the sheer amount of beasts he has caught and used for his body.
And it turns out it's even crazier than that.
A league of his own, things like those black dogs are a part of his body then? Exactly. But there is a limit to a human's capacity. Probably only about 30 beasts can be controlled at once. Having more than one illusionary beast such as a magical or phantom beast would overload one's capacity. Putting that into consideration, all of Nero's familiars are probably real animals. Yeah, that may be fortunate. I don't quite get the last part, but that means there's 30 of those black dogs. No, that can't be right. Black dogs weren't the only things rampaging in the hotel. I think there were things like lions and leopards too, and a fucking shark. Right. To be able to bring together 30 animals of the same type is one thing, but for Nero to have different beasts in his body truly places the strength of his willpower apart from others. Well, it does seem odd that if he has that sort of power, he would only use wild animals. I would have thought he would employ more magical beasts with his sort of willpower.
Arguably descends deep into thought. Indeed.
Whatever. Anyway, we at least know his weapons are 20 or 30 familiars. So now we can understand why he's called Chaos.
Eh? His name really isn't Chaos?
Yeah, most long-lived dead apostles don't use their names from their human lives. But they don't make up a new name themselves, the church assigns them one. They add on names as they find new special characteristics of the vampire, so some of them have names as long as spells. And I guess the church must really have hated him to name him Chaos. It would have been enough for one lion to hunt the entire hotel, right? But he let loose all of his beasts to feed, meaning he seems to enjoy such excesses.
30 beasts inside the vampire Nero. Lol. Just with that, he killed and ate without trace 100 people at the hotel in 30 minutes. I can't believe it. He's a complete monster.
Yes, he really is the worst opponent I could have at the moment. He's one of those you never want to meet. But what's worse is that such a guy knows where we are. Even now, I'm sure his familiars are watching us.
What?
Isn't it obvious? We were saved earlier because the sun rose, but we can't count on that tonight. He knows of this place, so he will certainly come to kill us at the height of his power at midnight.
Come to kill us tonight?
Yes, he said so himself.
What is this?
That man in the black coat is coming tonight?
I don't know what I should say. I should escape. I know that's the wisest decision. But Arcuite is in this condition. Rhymes. Even if she ran away, I don't think she could escape from that monster. No, less about her and more about me. If I stay here, if I stay involved with Arcuite, there's no mistaking the fact I'll face him. He is dangerous. Clearly put, he is insane. More than his body, which houses those animals, his eyes are like a machine's, devoid of even a single emotion. The true eyes of a killer which does whatever it is assigned to do. As one who has experienced this attack, I'm sure that without a doubt he is to be avoided. But does that mean I should just leave Arcuite here and run away? No matter who he is, she can't move because she protected me. And I can tell her good luck and go home? Arcuite,
But it's alright. Even Nero isn't a problem for you. No matter who it is, you can kill anyone with a single blow.
Huh? Arcuite says something outrageous as if it was completely ordinary. Hey, what in the world are you saying? It's a high compliment from Arcuite Brunstad.
What am I saying? You're going to fight with me, right?
Arcuite looks directly at me. Her eyes place all trust in me. But this isn't a joke. So I'm actually curious. I'm gonna have a little fun here. Because I know I'm not gonna mess up route stuff because this is close to the point where CO would have helped me before after killing Ark. So now that I know that that's the point of no return, I'm gonna have some fun here. There's no way. I refuse. I can't stand up to that monster. She told me to be her shield and watch over her while she sleeps, but I couldn't even do that well. Even if I were to fight with her, I would probably just get in the way. Arcuite, sorry, but I can't. Excuse me. He's too different. Even if I fought him, I wouldn't
Excuse me, my gosh. Even if I were to fight with her, I would probably just get in the way. Oh, never mind. I scrolled up, what the hell? Even if I fought him, I wouldn't even be able to scratch him. What? Really? I'm not sure where she gets that from, but she tilts her head as if doubting me. I'm glad you think so highly of me, but I can't do it. Our promise was just for me to watch over you for one night. I don't want to have anything more to do with that monster. Hopefully I remember to edit the audio for me clearing my throat here, because my throat is getting very scratchy suddenly. It may be too late. Nero met you. Even if you were no longer with me, I don't think he would leave you alone. He speaks lightly as if discussing some third party. What? I blurt out and then I understand. That vampire Nero is the one killing people in this town. There's no reason for him to leave me alone once I saw his face. But I am faster than Nero. You cannot move during the day and you're right in front of me, so it's overwhelmingly in my favor. What do you mean? Oh, nothing. I was just thinking if you are going to run away, I would just kill you here. Akiri smiles as she jokes around, but she also seems serious. Ugh. Her smile doesn't fade. She really seems intent on coercing me. You devil. I'm trapped. If I'm going to be attacked either way, then there's no other choice but to help Akiri. Okay, there you go. So it comes right back around to, well, you're going to deal with it anyway. Also, if you don't help me, I'll kill you, Shiki. Smile. I look up at the ceiling and take a deep breath. Fortunately, that prepares me just a bit for what is to come. Okay, I'm ready. Come to think of it, there was no running away from the time I met you. Coming this far, I guess I have no choice but to go all the way. There you go. And it's decided. It's alright, Shiki. With your skills, you have no problem killing him. Akiri states this outrageous thing with a straight face. Well, I'm not as optimistic as she is, but I've got no choice. The question is how I'll act to do that. I froze as soon as I looked into his eyes at the hotel, so I think all I can do is approach him from behind so he won't notice me and then get him somehow. Oh, that. That was just because your will is weak, Shiki. Nero's mystic eyes are nothing special, so if you just discard your doubts, you should be able to deflect his gaze even if you look right into his eyes. Akiri casually mentions it, but I'm still nervous. No, I'd better not plan on doing something I've never done. I'm going to approach him from behind and cut the lines on his limbs. That ought to take away his freedom of movement and... If you do that, Shiki, you will die. Eh? You say the question is how you'll act. That's not right. The real question is how you'll kill. That's true, but... Shiki, you are about to fight a monster called a vampire, so throw away your human morals, even if it's just for tonight. It will only weigh you down in the crucial moments. I understand that much. He's a monster, so that's why I wanted to help you stop him. No, you don't understand. Cut off his limbs? Don't do something so suicidal. If you've got the time to cut off his limbs, first cut his life. Cut off his life. Nobody else can but you. Listen to me and don't give Nero the chance to retaliate. The difference in your offensive abilities is just too great. If you miss your first strike, you've got no chance of winning whatsoever. Akiri's eyes are unforgiving of any denial. It's true. It's exactly as she says. If I take my time cutting his limbs off first, I might find my head being eaten by the mouth of a crocodile as I do so. Shiki, Nero will come at midnight tonight. That's when we'll know when you and I will kill him until he can be killed no further. Not how to act, but how to kill. Think only about that. Akiri's savage eyes are staring straight at me. She is really angry. Angry that I still hold such naive notions. I understand. I won't hesitate. I'll take out his point of death in a single strike. That's what I should do, right, Akiri? Akiri doesn't answer. I suppose her silence indicates agreement. But where should we wait? Bystanders are going to get killed like back at the hotel if we wait here in these apartments. Shouldn't we change our location? Yes, I think the park will be suitable. It's always the park. No one's there late at night, and if anyone happens to pass by, it's their own bad luck. Is that poor girl gonna get eaten again? Saying that, Akiri turns her back to me. By the way, is there gonna be anything with you, Mizuka? Like, 'cause I don't remember what they confirm happens to her, or if they even confirm it at all. Like, I'm trying to remember in the CL route. But is that ever gonna change? Cause shit, we got that whole scene with her. Like, oh, I know you'll save me again, Shiki. Like, and Shiki's like, all right, whatever. Like, I don't know. I wonder. What's wrong? If you got something to say, then say it. I've decided to help you, so I'm willing to take risks. It's useless.
You haven't used the word kill even once. At this rate, you'll just hesitate at the last moment and be killed. That's not true. He's a monster who's eaten over 100 people. There's no way I'd hesitate to kill him. Argui gives a small sigh. If I controlled you, I could make sure you killed Nero. I felt that I wanted to do so for the first time, but I also felt that I didn't want to for the first time. It's kind of like a big contradiction. Her saying that is a big deal. Argui turns to face me, mumbling something I didn't really understand. I trust you, Shiki. Let's get Nero together. A smile comes over Argui's face, but her smile looks really uneasy. The plan itself is unbelievably simple. Just a little before midnight, Argui leaves the room and heads toward the park first. Nero's familiar, that blue crow, according to Argui, should follow her, so I leave the room and go to the park just a bit after she does. Then I'll hide in a bush where I can see Argui and wait for Nero to arrive. While Argui keeps his attention, I approach him from behind and cut his line of death. Yep, pretty simple. Oh, here's the thing I didn't do before, is to wait a little bit before I attack Nero. See what happens. Argui stands absent-mindedly in the middle of the park. I hide in a bush about 20 meters away. The park is empty. It's 10 minutes before midnight. Argui has her head tilted up, watching the blue moon above her. I grip the knife tightly. Argui said that Nero will definitely come. So all I have to do is get behind him, approach him without making too much noise, and then cut his line in one breath. I try taking a deep breath. My body is moving just fine, except my fingers gripping the knife. They are tight and immobile, as if not part of my body. Maybe I'm nervous that the vampire called Nero will come again. That I'll have to confront that monster again. Or that I have to kill him soon. My breathing speeds up. My heart pounds as if it's not a part of my body. Calm down, he isn't even here yet. That's right. My damn mouse wheel keeps going up. The target is yet to arrive. I'm beginning to worry I won't even be able to move my feet by the time Nero arrives at this rate. Argui, aren't you scared? I stare at the white girl, vacantly looking up at the moon. She doesn't look uneasy at all. Her face looking up at the moon comes down. At the same time, it seems I have kept you waiting, princess of the true ancestors. A heavy voice like rusted iron. That's why Argui looked down. More than 5 meters away from her and more than 10 meters away from me, a man in a black coat appears like a ghost. Dun dun dun. Yes, I've been waiting for quite some time, Nero Chaos. Or would you prefer I call you Fabro Rowan? I forgot that was his name. Sounds classier. Argui's voice reaches me through the wind.
Impressive. I would never have dreamed anyone would call me by the name I went by while I was still a human. Just what one would expect from our executioner. I suppose you have long since found out all there is to know about the current 27 ancestors of the dead apostles.
I can hear Nero's reply clearly as well. Long since found out all there is to know about the current 27 ancestors of the dead apostles. So the term ancestors connected to like 27 ancestors, that seems different from true ancestors, because we know about the true ancestors that apparently all of them were killed like as a result of Ark fighting Roa, or like turning Roa into a dead apostle and him getting his immense power. So that specifically, again, I can hear Nero's reply clearly as well. My breathing grows louder. Argui is drawing Nero's attention. This is my only chance. I take my glasses off through sheer willpower. I hold the knife in my right hand, pressing it against my chest. A white weapon. Now with this, I'm going to dismantle that man-eating monster. Sure. No, it's still too early. No, it's too early. Nero just arrived. A little more until his attention is focused more on Argui. I can't launch a surprise attack. Don't get it wrong, Nero. The ancestors of the dead apostles are not a group of 27, but of 28. You do not recognize the serpent as one of your own? Ah.
Because, yeah, ancestors of the dead apostles. So there you go. Like, not true ancestors, like, regarding the dead apostles. And I guess Roa would technically be one of them, but he's not officially recognized. Of course, his ideals differ from ours. He is a vampire, but he does not hold to the meaning of being a vampire. Consequently, we do not accept him as one of us. Fair enough, but we are old friends. I believe I understand him more than the other dead apostles. Interesting. I see. Come to think of it, you are like the serpent as well, as you are unlike the other vampires too. Since you are both heretics, you must share common interests. Wrong. Heresy is isolated, therefore it is heresy. Just because we both are separated from the flock doesn't mean we comprehend one another.
Really? Coming as far as this country to pursue me, I think you guys are similar.
Do not be ridiculous. You are the capricious one. Your purpose is to execute dead apostles, so why do you persistently pursue the serpent of Akasha? The serpent's poison is not something the princess of the true ancestor should be persistent about.
There's Akasha.
Nero's voice gets slightly louder. Arcueid's taunting must be working. Nero is looking only at his enemy Arcueid.
What do I do now?
Can I get a bad ending here? Oh my gosh. It's still too early, still too early. Still too early. There's about 10 meters in between me and Nero. I need a more definite opening before I can draw close without him realizing me. I gulp. A little more something. I do not understand. Muttering, as if speaking to the moon above, Nero mutters aloud. It is displeasing to be faced by such unsightly enmity, but I cannot think this is one of the princess's familiars. Is that just trash? Ah.
Shiki, run away!
Arcueid's composed voice. Eh? But I can't understand in time. My legs start to sink in something. The firm ground beneath me is like quicksand. The ground is full of something pitch black. My body collapses. My ankles, which sunk into the black puddle, are attached to nothing. I fall with a splash into the puddle. There's no bottom. This black puddle transforms into a mouth of a large animal and compresses my body. And sorry, Shiki, I had to know. Sure. Talk to me, Xiao. I'm missing you, actually. Teach me, Xiao-sensei.
Bonjour. And now the hint corner for the sake of the mischievous Tonokun who quickly ended up in a dead end. It is time for Teach Me Xiao-sensei.
Yay!
Well then, now for the third of the ever-popular series, Shakes and Shivers Animal Land.
What is that name?
Liar. I don't see any animals coming out.
Denied.
No longer human, pet's name, go.
What is going on? Killing junkie.
Yeah, yeah. Well then, the third in our animal series. Why did Tonokun end up dying? This time we have brought a special guest lecturer. I've called in this person who was wandering about after finishing his task earlier. Professor Nero, please go ahead.
Nothing. Nothing. I will only speak when I am victorious.
If we're here, it means you have won in a way, Professor Nero.
I see. That is a sound argument. But there is nothing to be said. I do not know of anyone who would miss a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Return to the choice before and correct yourself. He does that little wink thing a lot.
Yes, thank you very much. This concludes our 4th period lesson. Please continue enjoying the main storyline.
That might have been the craziest one. Okay. Thanks, Xiao. And thanks, Nero, I guess. He's just straight up like, just do the right choice.